just got back from a week-long vacation for the 4th of July. And it was a pretty good time. Went to 2 different lakes. One was a small family cottage. The other was a campground on a large lake. Just a big party. I made sure 2 weeks ago I knew I wouldn't be home and I couldn't do like my normal videos. So So I just had fun. Did like a fan fiction, just having fun with the departure from ASMR requests. I know I'm not on that level, but I figured it was just fun. That was my favorite. Figured it might bring you guys to some of that stuff. And really, that's where I'd like to see ASMR go. Like just fun stories and interactive stuff. That would just be awesome. You know? And so I made that. And then I put it all together and I set it to come out. And then I packed up my bags and I headed north. And hope you guys enjoyed it. And that you liked the twist at the end. But I don't know, I had fun at the beginning. I'm not a big fisherman, so at the family cottage, my cousin and I went out fishing. And we're just like catch and release. That's what my uncle who fishes up there does. And we caught just some rock bass, some largemouth bass, and 1 small pike. I literally suck at fishing so bad. I think that's why I don't like it. I just don't have the reeling motion or whatever it is that attracts a fish. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too gullible as a person, and then when the fish see me, they're like, "Nah, man, you're not fooling anyone." And then I'm just like, yeah. So I caught 1, and then I watched them catch a bunch, and then, you know, like, if you love fishing, you're out there, you know, like having a good time. But after like an hour, you know, for me, I'm like, all right, I caught 1 fish in an hour, and this wasn't ever really my thing at any point. But then it's like, but I am a man. I'm not gonna let anyone know. I'm just gonna play like this is the best time ever. I'm gonna encourage everyone, and I'm gonna just try to make the best of it. Because I got everyone out here now. I'm not going to be the person who's like, we need to go back. And then, so my uncle starts casting. And he's like, all right, he can see my cousin. He's starting to die down too. And it's kind of like, I don't know if it was getting late or what, but all of a sudden, no one was catching anything. And it was like, cast, reel, cast, reel, cast, reel, cast, reel, cast, reel, cast, reel. And we're like, finally, like, it got to the point where me and my cousin just like put our fishing poles down, and we're like, man, we're done. But then we were just kind of enjoying watching the uncle, you know, we're just chit-chatting, having a good time, just enjoying each other's company. And then my uncle's like, and I think he can kind of tell that we're pretty much over it, and he's like, all right, this is my last cast. And he throws it out, and he catches a bass. And he's like, so he gets it, and takes it off, and he throws it back. And then he casts again. And he's like, this is my last one. And he catches another one. And he gets it, and he goes through the whole thing, and he throws it back. And he's like, all right, now this is my last one. Because we agreed that he wasn't going to quit on if he caught it. His last cast had to be an empty one. And that was the consensus of the boat. Like, you can't stop if your last cast was a catch. Catches 3 in a row. And then it's like, last cast. And he pulls it in, and we're like standing there. And then me and my cousin are like, oh, one more. And he's like, all right. So he casts a 5th time, and he catches another one on the 5th one. And then he put that back, and I don't remember if he cast again and didn't catch anything, or just if he was like, all right, that's ridiculous. I think he definitely cast one last time and then called it. But there, it's all about, campfires. Actually, I had a campfire every night this week, from Sunday to Sunday. But not the last Sunday, because that's when I came home. The Sunday before that, because that's when I got there. So then we head to the bigger lake on the campground, just the party spot. And so, I left the family. I saw everyone, and it was cool. We had a good time. We went into the up north city that I'd never been to. We've owned the cottage for like 15 years. And I finally go to a city that's 30 minutes away for the first time. And that was cool. And then, so now we head to the lake. I've been up there like 2 or 3 days. And it's getting to be the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. We get there, and I brought this raft. And then my cousin had this giant pink flamingo, like 12 person raft. And then I bought an 8 and 12 person raft. And then we just did like everyone else either is from the campground and they don't really have a boat, or I guess you could bring it up from the campground. So it's like all pontoons. And then people walking around. And then we got our 2 giant rafts. And so we went and just had fun and partied out on the lake. But normally a huge crowd of people forms every year. And you know right where it is, and they just all gather around this one spot. Well, this year on the 4th, there was so many people up there that the boats were blocking the view of the big crowd. So it was like just a massive crowd all the way through the boats. And then the normal meetup spot was like blocked, so people couldn't see it. And so we make our way through the boats and stuff, because one of our people came from the other side. Like they had been, and we always meet these people up there, and they came and found us, and they're like, hey, like the everything going on's over there. So we took our rafts, floated all the way through all the boats, and then we get over there, and sure enough, that's where like the big, like just packed mob, like just the main event is going on. So we get there and we have just have a good time and come home to the campsite and have a fire. There's some people in our group that are really loud and kept getting yelled at by the DNR, and that is always frustrating to me, because really it's all about being on the lake and the daytime stuff when you're camping. When it gets to be midnight, there's no reason to be that loud and rowdy, but it was a good time. I usually, once they start getting that rowdy, I usually just go to bed, get ready for tomorrow. And then, so I think the next day it rained, or it was supposed to rain, so no one really showed up. It was pretty empty. And then it ended up only raining for 10 minutes and the weather was great. And then after that, Gus is whining. After that, Gus is really whining. must hear someone. After that, it was a cold and overcast day, but no rain. And that day, everything, like, it was nowhere near what it was on the 4th, but it got pretty packed. And like this huge boat showed up with a DJ, and so we pulled up there. Ended up going back out. It was a pretty good time. And then I drove back home the next morning, came back to life and cleaned my car and got everything cleaned up. And then just was exhausted all day. But that was pretty cool. And so now I can get back to YouTube, right? And work and everything. Anywho, what'd you guys do for the 4th? And I have to go check on Gus. Come on, I don't know what's wrong with me either. All right, we're gonna do the finger blackout thing.